class also we enjoyed so much, and the effect was going for some time, even through the morning today. And so then we come to different story again. But actually, when we really think about it, everything is all connected only. When in our Sunday class we are studying Prithvi Avatara, and we saw in the last class how all the people are milking Mother Earth, right? Mother Earth is the cow, and all the people from other lokas all are coming and milking her. So then we saw how Prithu Maharaja first took all the grains and cereals from her. Then we saw how all the rishis came and took the Puranas and Vedas and all the tattva and jnana from the birth. Then we saw how Indra, the heavenly gods, take from her. Then we saw how Gandharvas take from her. Then we saw how Vidyadharas take from her. Then we saw how Asuras take from her. Then we saw how Yakshas, Rakshasas take from her. Then we saw how scorpions, serpents, and all these ferocious animals they take from her. Then we saw how trees take from her, how mountains, all these things, how they all take from her. So in the creation, we have various type of people. We have devas who are sattvic by nature. We have asuras who are rajasic. We have yakshas who are tamasic. And then we have the very wicked creatures like the serpents and scorpion. If everybody is in their place, everything is fine. But what is the work of Maya? It brings everything mix up kar deta hai. Maya brings people, all these opposite people together. And so that is the beauty and how profound this creation is. So in the house of Hiranyakashipu, the wicked person who is against Bhagavan, a beautiful devotee is born. This is also the Leela of Bhagavan. The beautiful Ayodhya and all are loving Sri Rama, but there is one mantra. Like this is how Bhagavan's Srishti is. So that is why it is useful for us to learn all this, because in this Kali Yuga we are experiencing this all the time. In Kali Yuga, in one person itself there are Asura and Devata Amsha in the same person. In other yugas, it was, there is Rama in Ayodhya, but far away somewhere there is Ravana in Lanka. In Krishna Avatara, Krishna Bhagavan is Bhagavan, but Kamsa is in the family itself. He came in as Devaki's brother. He came as Mama. Now in the Kali Yuga, the same one person will have two people inside. So you cannot tell who is Asura or who is Deva, because everything is mixed up within a same person. So suddenly they'll be displaying traits of sattvic nature. Suddenly they'll become, very angry nature. So this is the problem. So how to tackle this? So we have to again and again hear katha and put our mind towards satsang and chant nama more and more and more. Nama has the power to cleanse us from within. So it's going to tell about how Yudhishthira asked the question last time. Why did Bhagavan give moksha to Shishupala and Dantavaktra, who only abused him? How come Bhagavan didn't punish them? Then how come Vena, Bhagavan killed, Bhagavan did not, bless Vena? So that is where the opposite things Bhaktas do not understand. So Parikshit Raja also asked, why was Bhagavan partial? Why is Bhagavan always partial to Devatas? Parikshit asked like this. So why all these questions? There is something happening in our mind. That is what Bhagavan is looking. Whether it is, this person is worthy to be saved or not. It depends on how our mind is. And you and I do not see each other's mind. Only Bhagavan knows. So the mind, how to make the mind more, devoted and more friendly and more conducive to all this, that it's only possible by nama and satsang. Again and again hearing katha, the mind becomes more and more purer, and so we are able to get closer to Bhagavan. So one Prahlada is enough to transform Hajar Asura children and all start chanting Nama. Same way, one alcoholic person, the Sharab Pita, one person is enough to make 20 people start drinking. So both are working, both will work. It depends, it is important where we choose to go, which Sangha we are taking, because this mind, it gets attached to the Sangha immediately. And then it starts doing copycat. And so that is why when we hear katha, when we are in satsang, our mind gets more and more growing upwards towards Bhagavan, growing towards our real Swaroopa. So Mahabhagyam, Namalika Gurunadhar has given such a beautiful satsanga with Bhagavatam for us. Let us review last week's Sloka quickly and then we try to finish the chapter today. So Saptama Skanda, Prathama Adhyaya, okay? Rājovāca Samapriya Sugrit Brahman Bhutana Bhagavan Swayam Indrasyate Katam Daityan Avadir Vishamo Yatha Nahyasyattaha Suraganaihi Saksha Nishreyasatmanaha Naiva Surebhyo Vidvesho Nodvegaschagunasyahi Itina Sumahabhaga Narayana Gunan Pradi Samshayah Sumahan Jataha Tad-bhavan Chetumarhati Shri Shuka uvāca Sadhu Prashtam Maharaja Haresh Charitam Adbhudam Yat Bhagavata Mahatmyam Bhagavad Bhakti Vardhanam. Hearing, studying this will increase bhakti. Shuka is very happy with the question about from Raja, saying why is Bhagavan partial? So Shuka is answering. Giyate paramam punyam rishibhihi nārada-divihi natva krishnaya munaye katayeshe hare kadam. Rājñas vaca ākarṇya nārado bhagavan ṛṣiḥ tuṣṭaḥ prāha ābhāṣya śrī-nārada tat-sadaḥ kathāḥ. Nārado uvāca śrṇvatyās tat-sadaḥ kathāḥ. Nārado uvāca nindana-stava-satkāra-nyakkārārthaṁ kalevaram pradhāna-parayo rājñas avivekena kalpitam. nindana-stava-satkāra-nyakkārārthaṁ kalevaram pradhāna-parayo rājñas avivekena kalpitam. So first Parikshit asked Shuka. Shuka said, the same type of question was asked by Yudhishthira to Nārada. Therefore I shall tell you what Nārada said to Yudhishthira at that time. Like that, now Nārada uvāca. What did Nārada tell Yudhishthira? When he said how Bhagavan did not punish Shishupala Dantavaktra. So Nārada uvāca, Nārada is telling nindana-stava-satkāra-nyakkārārthaṁ kalevaram pradhāna-parayo rājñas avivekena kalpitam. So for us, we are all in this embodied state. Like right now, I'm born as daughter of so and so, wife of so and so, mother of so and so. I'm born in India, like that, and we all have our identity, right? And so we identify with that person. So we are not able to separate me from Bhagavan, who is always that Satchit Ananda Swaroopa. But using the Yoga Maya Shakti, with the Maya Shakti, he becomes, starts his Srishti and he becomes everyone. He becomes everything. He is also hiding in me, deep inside, but I'm not able to see. So I only see the Prakriti aspect. I only see the body, me and mind. Those two things are bothering me. And so I am in the Maya. Therefore, I do not have the viveka to distinguish between this prakriti and the purusha which is deep within. I do not have the viveka. That is the state of all the jivas. So, nindana-stava-satkāra-nyakkārārthaṁ kalevaram pradhāna-parayo rājñas avivekena kalpitam himsa tad-abhimānena daṇḍa-pāruṣyayor yatha vaishamyamiha bhūtānam mamaham iti parthiva. Everybody is thinking me, and so when somebody insult we get angry, and somebody praises we get elated, like that. So himsa tad-abhimānena daṇḍa-pāruṣyayor yatha vaishamyamiha bhūtānam mamaham iti parthiva yan-nibaddho bhimānoyam tad-vadhāt prāṇinām vadah तथा-न-यस्य कैवल्यादि अभिमानो अखिलात्मनः परस्य दमा-kartur हिंसा केनास्य कल्प्यते yan-nibaddho abhimānoyam tad-vadhāt prāṇinām vadah तथा-न-यस्य कैवल्यादि अभिमानो अखिलात्मनः परस्य दमा-kartur हिंसा केनास्य कल्प्यते
yan-nibaddho abhimānoyam tad-vadhāt prāṇinām vadah तथा-न-यस्य कैवल्यात् अभिमानो अखिलात्मनः परस्य दमा-kartur हिंसा केनास्य कल्प्यते tad-abhimānena daṇḍa-pāruṣyayor yatha vaishamyamiha bhūtānam mamāhamiti parthiva.
Nārada is explaining, for the jiva like us, we are in this aham, we are in this aham, the body. We are thinking this body is me. And so we are thinking, I am this and this is mine. So we have that me and mine. And so if somebody insults us, then we get little, anger. Suppose somebody is a school principal, and all of them, the teachers call him Principal Saab. Pranam to you, Principal Saab. And then suddenly one person says, hey, Principal, what are you doing? Like that. If somebody calls like that, Principal says, hey, who are you to call me like that? Right? So sometimes people like that, when somebody insults you, something gets hurt inside. You all have felt, you all feel it. So that means what is in us? Ego. Aham is always active. So when we get praise, when somebody says good, then the ego is getting very inflated actually. And so we get very happy. So these two opposite emotions exist because I am in the ego. I have ego very much. And so that is the problem. But Bhagavan is beyond the, he does not attach to the body. He is pure sattva. He is taking the prakriti gunala pure shuddha sattva ஒரு நிலை இருக்கு. அந்த நிலையில குருவாயூரப்பன் has incarnated. He is the shuddha sattva. But even beyond that, Bhagavan does not get attached by the gunas of prakriti. He does not have raga dvesha like us. So we cannot compare Bhagavan that he is partial to somebody, or he is like somebody, or he does not like somebody. He is always in that state of bliss. So he does not have any particular attachment to anyone like that, but you and I have. What is raga? Raga and dvesha. Raga is, knowing that something has faults, even knowing that we get attached to it. That is called raga. Knowing that something is not good for me, I still am not able to give up my attachment for it. That's called raga. Dvesha is knowing that something is good for me and something is very pure, but I have dvesha for it. I reject it. That is called dvesha. So we are having these opposite qualities. But Bhagavan, he is always the intelligent one, the wise one, the happy one, blissful one. So he doesn't go by, I like you or I don't like you. Then how does he go by? He only punishes people for their good. So that is what this Sloka is explaining. yan-nibaddho abhimānoyam, he does not have abhimāna. our first thing is we have abhimāna. So therefore, when somebody always calls Ji, Aji, Shobhaji, then somebody say, hey Shobha, then I'll say, oh, like that. Something is moving in within me. So you can all say, a chalanam, a vikaram happens. It will, then you know you have aham. So we all have the aham. Bhagavan is not. So he does not get elated by praise. How this is the beauty. This is why we cannot explain Bhagavan in words. When you sing Narayaniyam, Guru Ayappan, yes, he gets happy. He does get happy. And so he says, what can I give for this bhatta? Let me give. Upon the இது ரெண்டும் ராகத்வேஷா இல்லைன்னா ஜட வஸ்து இல்ல. He's full of that spontaneity and premai and madhura bhava. So that is what Bhagavan's nature. Whereas you and I, we are in the conflicting emotion are always within us. Suddenly we are happy, suddenly we are not. Mood off suddenly, right? So we cannot compare how we behave versus how Bhagavan behaves. So Nārada is explaining, yan-nibaddho abhimānoyam tad-vadhāt prāṇināṁ तथानयस्य कैवल्यात् अभिमानो अखिलात्मनः परस्य दमकर्तुर्हि हिंसाकेनास्य कल्प्यते तस्मात् वैरानुबन्धेन निर्वैरेण भयेन वा स्नेहात् कामेन वा युञ्ज्यात् कथञ्चिन्नेक्षते पृथक् तस्मात् वैरानुबन्धेन निर्वैरेण भयेन वा स्नेहात् कामेन वा युञ्ज्यात् कथञ्चिन्नेक्षते पृथक् तथा वैरानुबन्धेन मर्त्यः तन्मयताम् यात् न तथा भक्ति-योगेन इति मे निश्चिता मतिः तथा यथा वैरानुबन्धेन मर्त्यः तन्मयताम् यात् मर्त्यः तन्मयताम् यात् न तथा भक्ति-योगेन इति मे निश्चिता मतिः मेन वा युञ्ज्यात् कथञ्चिन्नेक्षते पृथक्. So the bhava is very important. Bhavagrahi janardana. Bhagavan does not look at the offering you give, if you give, $1,000 with big show off and all that, Bhagavan does not care. But if you give very small thing, but with bhavam, Bhagavan loves. So he looks at our mind only. More than our outside action, Bhagavan is deep inside. So he's able to see our mind very clearly. You and I may try to hide everything and put the best appearance in public. Guru Ayappan doesn't miss anything. He knows everything. So, Bhagavan, tasmat vairanubandhena nirvairena bhayena va. So the mind has to be engaged with Bhagavan in some way or another. Whether it is vaira, whether it is in the enmity form, hatred, or whether it is in a loving mode, whether it is in a friendly mode, or whether it is in a attractive, I'm very beautiful Bhagavan, I get attracted to him. So in that mode, does not matter. It is important that the mind is always engaged with the Bhagavan, thoughts of Bhagavan in some way or another. That is more important. So the mind has to be engaged. So what are we all doing? We are all grihastha. We have to run a household. We have so much worldly responsibility, but whenever we get chance, we do different type of aradhana to Bhagavan, right? So we do take bath and offer some food, then we chant nama, then we read little chapter of Bhagavata, then we go to temple and do pranam, then we again offer evening prayer. So we are doing different way to engage the mind with Bhagavan, right? So this is good. This is how we have to grow more and more and make the mind more and more tivrena bhakti-yogena. Bhakti we have to do, but tīvramanātā Bhagavan miracles will happen. Then chamatkar hota hai life mein. When the bhakti has become tīvra, it has become intense. Until then, we just go like we take bath, but when the water never touched us, we just like did so fast and came out like that, like that. We go to temple, but we never even paid attention what dress Murti is wearing today, what alankara, then what is the use, right? So the mind has to be engaged. So Nārada is telling, does not matter what emotion it is. In fact, vairanubandhena, in the enmity to towards him makes the mind more intensely think about him. Another example is going to give. So when somebody you hate, their thought comes again and again to you. Whereas the somebody who is simple, we do not think about them much, we just take them for granted. But the some people who we do not like, they keep coming in our thought and we try to push away like that. If somebody is hating Bhagavan, their mind has become more one with him. Like that Nārada is explaining, Yatha vairānubandhena martyaha tan-mayatām. It becomes tanmayam, it becomes one with him more, in a stronger manner when it is aversion or hatred to Bhagavan, more than love. So, na tata bhakti-yogena iti me nishchita madihi. How? Example is giving कीटः पेशस्कृता वृद्धः कुड्यायां तमनुस्मरन् संरम्भभययोगेन विन्दते तत्स्वरूपताम्. कीटः पेशस्कृता वृद्धः कुड्यायां तमनुस्मरन् संरम्भभययोगेन विन्दते तत्स्वरूपताम्. एवं कृष्णे भगवति मायामनुज ईश्वरे वैरेण भूतपाप्मानः तमोपुरनुचिन्तया. एवं कृष्णे भगवति मायामनुज ईश्वरे वैरेण भूतपाप्मानः तमोपुरनुचिन्तया. It is imprisoned, like in the wall there is a hole and the kida is been put in there and the wasp is outside and it is looking at it with so much anger, and the kida inside is terrified of this wasp and it always thinks about this wasp, and in a terrified manner, and in a matter of days it becomes the wasp. Just like that, when you think of something in intense manner, you become that. Adhukda in the mind is very complicated. Nobody can explain how the mind behaves. No doctor can do surgery of the mind and say, let me clean your mind. Right? So this mind, it gets, the moment you think of that a person, their characteristic comes to you. And so, but it happens so fast that you're not able to, grasp the thought. That is why the thought is so fast. The thought, suddenly you have thought about some person, their characteristic has come to you. And the next thought will be according to that. But to get to observe this, we have to be able to quieten the mind little by sadhana. The more and more sadhana, then you can watch the mind out. It's the culprit causing all our problem. So the mind, whoever it thinks of, it gets their characteristic. But like the worm here is continuously thinking and it becomes it. So no, that is why people around us, they always influence us without knowing. After living with Parashuji for 30 years, I have taken many characteristics from him. We are all like that. In our families, we take each other's character and how we have grown like this characteristic. So that is why the Sangha is so important. So like that, whoever you think of. So then when you think of Krishna, what will happen? That Bhagavan, who is ever pure, who is ever that Ananda Swaroopa. So the moment you get smarana of Bhagavan for a flash, the next thought will be a positive one. It is Satyam. Ana idu nammalukku we are not able to grasp it because our mind is so fast and restless always. So this is how evam Krishne Bhagavati Maya Manuja Ishware Vairena Puta Papmanah Tamapuranūchintaya. So why did Yishupala attain Bhagavan? Because his mind is always thinking about Krishna, even though it be hatred. The bhava did not matter because it is Krishna. And so why should it be because it's Krishna? Because Krishna is Satchitananda. He is Prema Swaroopa, he is Ananda Swaroopa, he is the very ball of auspiciousness, prosperity and positivity and intelligence and strength and countless gunas. So when you think of Krishna, Bhagavan, just a flash, then Nothing can harm us. Hum na mare, mari hai samsara, and death will not touch us. So then Shishupala became one. For example, Kudkara, they give an example. Hiranyakashipu is attacking Prahlada with, he killed with Shula. He's piercing the chest of Prahlada. Nothing happens. Then he drops him from the top of the mountain, rolling him on the mountain. Nothing happened. All the people come and tell him, Kuch nahi hua. Even this time he didn't die. Nahi sir, he didn't die. Let us try another one. So now Dikpalas, all the guardian deities, they are holding our universe together. They are all holding, just like Adishesha, Bhagavan is holding in the Atala Loka, he's holding the earth on his head, holding the whole universe on his head. Like that, there are also people up here, the Digdevatas, they also hold the Brahmanda so that it doesn't move in the top levels. So those Dikpalas are very powerful, and they use Diggajendra. So they use the mad elephants to, protect all of us. These elephants are so powerful, Hiranyakashipu summoning those Diggajas to pierce Prahlada on the chest with their tusk. They are like so strong, like thunderbolt, and piercing the chest. Prahlada Kuchna, nothing happens to him. He doesn't even say, Krishna, save me. He never says that. He's just in that, always in that blissful state. He's not an Artha Bhakta like Gajendra or Draupadi calling Bhagavan, save me by it. So, no. Prahlada is always, in that mode of Nama. He doesn't even call to save. It doesn't even affect him. Then his friends ask him, Prahlada, what is your secret? How come nothing happens to you in such danger situation? You seem to escape every time. So he says, you can also get the same thing. You know how? Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnoho Smarana. He says, Smarana is the answer. Smarana is what we are talking here. The mind, it is naturally thinking of something. When that smarana has become so intense and it only thinks of Krishna always, just one smarana of smiling face of Krishna, then next thought will be positive, I said, right? Now for a person like Prahlada who's always thinking only Krishna, nothing else, these dangerous situation, nothing happens to him. So the smarana, hearing Shravana, they are going to hear Katha, that's good. Kirtana, I'm also doing with my lips and body, outside body. But where is the mind? The mind is thinking of what is for lunch tomorrow, what can I look at new recipe tomorrow. Like this, mind is not there. So the smarana, the mind, wherever it is, that smarana is so powerful. So the mind has to be one with Bhagavan, then all danger is averted. And so Prahlada is saying, just by the smarana of Krishna's face, I'm able to handle, nothing is happening to me, nothing will, no danger can affect me. So that smarana, adu vandu kripaila vartha. Smarana comes after long year of sadhana, long time. Or for Prahlada, Nārada gave teaching, right? Guru Kripa is there, and his own Nama Kirtan, always chanting. So all that together, the mind becomes like that. So then, that is why Bhattadri says, No muhyam chutradadhyai bhavasarani bhavai tvannilina shayadvade chinta sadatya shali nimishalavamapi tvat-vadhāt aprakampaha nimishalavamapi. I shall not let my mind move away from you even for a second. Bhattadri is trying with sadhana. It is not easy. It is not easy. Our mind only thinks about Vishaya Sukha. All the beautiful, new shop has coming. Where should I go? This Vishaya is all attracting us. Where is Bhagavan's lotus feet coming in our heart? hardly ever. That too, have to try hard and chant Yogi Indranam. Chanting is going on. But did the feet come in my smarana? Then when the feet comes, that feet is so glorious. It is the Naka Chandramani. All the radiance of the moon is in the fingernails of those Bhagavan's toes. The moment the toes of Bhagavan come in your heart, it will remove all the darkness inside. And so no fear can come. So we have to try. We have to try to again and again. Manjiram manjunadairiva pada bhajanam shreya ityāhalabandham padagram bhranti machat pranadajanamano mandarodhara kurmam. All the bhranti, the confusion caused by mind will be removed when the mind is able to have smarana of Bhagavan. So that is what Prahlada is saying, the answer. So here, same thing, our Nārada is telling, Evam Krishne Bhagavadi Maya Manuja Ishware Vairena Puta Papmanaha Tama Puranu Chintaya. So, again and again thinking of Bhagavan, Prahlada didn't get, nothing happened to him like that. Shishupala continuously mind is engaged in Bhagavan. So at the end, when he was killed by Bhagavan, a divine Jyoti emerges. How his Jyoti has emerged from his body, right? So that Jyoti comes and merges into Bhagavan, and therefore he attains. That is why, again next sloka, Kama Dvesha Bhaya Sneha Yada Bhakteshwarai Manaha Avesha Tadagam Hitva Bhagavān Tad-gadim Gataha. Therefore, engage the mind in some form or another to Bhagavan. Then we will say Krishna is not here. Those people were lucky. Gopis were lucky that Krishna was in physical form. Arjuna was lucky because Krishna was there riding his chariot and he was their relative. But for us, what? How can we, physically we don't have Bhagavan like this, we are thinking. So we'll give excuse. Then you can say Guruvayurappan is not just picture. Guruvayurappan is pratyaksham in the Vigraha. Our Gurunada is there. Everybody has, Gurunada in your life, it's same thing. The Nakha Mani Chandra of the lotus feet of Guru will remove all the fear in us. That's why Jyotsna bhi stvanna yenduhu. Jyotsna, the moonlight atama shining the toenails of Prabhu, Guruvayurappan and Gurunada. So therefore, when the mind is hearing this and thinking about this and trying, let me try. Okay, that is why yogis sit in deep dhyana and try to bring the feet inside them and do smarana of Bhagavan, and like that, purposely controlling all the senses. They sit in dhyana, then do dharana and samadhi and all. For us, you and I, what are we doing? We are doing katha. When we hear katha, see, we are hearing this. We don't have to close our eyes and sit down. We are just by hearing, we are there. For 2 seconds, our mind goes in the feet when we are hearing, right? So this way, katha is so shreshtam. Hearing Hari Katha, Katha Shravanam Rumba Shreshtam. Satsangathila da, you will get this, all these things to hear about and ponder about and contemplate about, and then say, oh, okay, see, so many faults exist in me. I understand. The moment I realize that, my cleansing has started. We need to hear our faults. Then only we think and say, okay, I need to get cleansed. The moment we hear my fault, the cleansing has started. So it's good for us. People will try to hide it and push it deep inside. No, it never goes away. So for us to confront it, face it, all that happens in satsang. So this is what bhaktas do. They hear katha again and again, chant the shloka. Later tomorrow when you chant, you will think, see, exactly, you're correct. So like that, for the yogi, does by constant sadhana. It's not easy to control everything and bring Bhagavan's lotus face in your heart. Anila Shlakshna Kesham, Ettara Shlokam. To try harder, think about the kundala, think about the nose, think about the lips, like that. It's not so easy. So, for a bhakta like us, we are doing katha shravanam and learning from Bhagavatam. So, again, Nārada is saying, Kama, Dvesha, Bhayat, Sneha, yata bhakteshware manah ābhāṣya tad-abhimānena hitva. See, it removes all our sins. When we are hearing in katha and satsanga, our sins are getting cleansed. We are getting cleansed. So ābhāṣya tad-abhimānena hitva bhagavān tad-gatim gadaha gopyah kāmāt bhayāt kamso dvesha chaidyādayo nripaha sambandhat vrishnayah snehat yūyam bhaktya vayam vibho. Everything applies so much directly to us, I feel. Gopyah kāmāt bhayāt kamso dvesha chaidyādayo nripaha sambandhat vrishnayah snehat yūyam bhaktya vayam vibho. Kāmāt dveshat bhayāt snehat yata bhakteshware manah ābhāṣya tad-abhimānena hitva bhagavān tad-gatim gadaha gopyah kāmāt bhayāt kamso dvesha chaidyādayo nripaha sambandhat vrishnayah snehat yūyam bhaktya vayam vibho. Have attained Bhagavan like this by kāmāt, means having like a lustful feeling towards Bhagavan. Dvesha is a Shishupala example, dvesha. Then bhayāt, kamsa is the example for bhaya. He's constantly in fear of Bhagavan. We have fear of samsara, kachada, we fail there and here everywhere. The fearful thought somehow comes true also. And so that fear is waste. Samsara bhaya is waste. When you have fear for Krishna, then in his mind was absorbed in Krishna day and night like this, all the time. And so he attained. So kāmāt dveshat bhayāt snehat, yada sneha is Arjuna and all the Vrishnis also. Vrishni Kula, all his Yadava, all the people, all the Vrishnis, they all thought my Kannan is our, some thought his family members, some thought he is their, one of their clan members, like that. All the people, they loved Bhagavan. Ābhāṣya tad-abhimānena agam hitva. Our sins have to be, be removed. Only Bhagavan would thought vardu not so easy. That's why it says Kodi Janma Punya you get Bhagavatam. Means we had some anugraha is there for us. So we are able to hear. Otherwise, this we won't even hear all this. So ābhāṣya tad-abhimānena hitva bhagavān tad-gatim gadaha gopyah kāmāt, gopis attained by kāma, bhayāt kamso, kamsa by bhaya, dvesha chaidya. Dvesha is having a grudge, always having hatred to Bhagavan, knowing he is good but he having rejecting him. The Duryodhana so much dvesha for Pandavas. What did they do? They never did any harm, but he just born like that. So that dvesha. So dvesha chaidyādayo nripaha sambandhat vrishnayah, all the Vrishni Kula by their getting attachment that he is one of us. By so snehadyo yam bhaktya vayam vibho samba. Rishis like Nārada and they all have bhakti. And people like Arjuna, they have friendship and love. Mother Yashoda has vatsalya bhava. Like that, all the people attain Bhagavan by that mind has to be engaged. Again, I'll tell one more example about the mind after we do few more slokas. Kathamopi na vena syate, vena does not qualify. Why? Panchana purusham prati tasmat kena pyupayena manak krishne niveshayet vena kachada. Why? His mind was not for Krishna, his mind was for Vishaya Sukha. His mind was for grabbing everything from everyone and tormenting everyone and killing innocent people. It was not, had nothing to do with Krishna or Bhagavan in any way. He was just a wicked person. So that doesn't count. Not be wicked, but the wickedness should be towards Bhagavan, then you are saved. Like that, kathamaupi na venaha syate panchana purusham prati tasmat kena pyupayena mana krishne niveshayit mana krishne niveshe manasa krishnata kudukanam manasa bahulena vallavana manasa chanugadoda vallavana. Gopikaigal gave the manas. Krishna took their mind and went to Vrindavana, to Mathura, right? So the mind we have to give. Matrishvaseyo vaschaidyo dantavaktrascha pandava pashtarra pravaro vishno viprashapa padachutau. Then He's telling next part of the story. So, kathamopi na venasyat panchana purusham prati tasmat kenapyupayena manakrishne niveshayet matrishva seyovaschaiddyo dandavaktrascha pandava parshada pravaro vishnu viprashapat padachutahu. Karma gatihi first we saw in Bhagavata Mahatmya. So Bhagavan's will, maybe he chooses some jivas to attain moksha, in this birth or next birth. So he picks some jivas. Could be like that. So he then puts you in the sangha of sadhus. Sadhu is what? Somebody who is engaged in sadhana nirantaram. He is called sadhu. So that such a person Bhagavan brings in our life. Then that person is making us, do more and more dharmic activity like bhakti and all. And so we progress. So it could be purva janma punya, it could be my ancestors punya. Eppadi vandhudu we cannot say. Tedi vandanaye iyane naadi vandanaye nayadi paadi kondadani tedi vandanaye. Adula, if somebody has the words, you can say purvatla naam, is it my punya? Is it my ancestors punya? Is it some Bhagavan's kripa? Is it what dana I have done? Who knows? I've done some tapas. Then second one another.
முன்னோர் செய்த தவப்பயனோ நல்லோர் அளித்த நல்வரமோ. All good people's good blessings.
Good blessing from good people. Then
முற்பிறவிகளின் புண்ணியம் தான. Earlier birth's good karma.
Previous birth. Previous birth karma.
And then puja.
Otherwise, whatever the puja I did in this birth.
Yeah. So yes. So it could be any reason like that. So that is also Bhagavan's grace. It cannot be my effort, my sadhana, no way. Grace. A bhakta, what he relies on is kripa. For the bhakta, it is all kripa. Whereas for the other type of devotees, like the yogi, I'm saying, doing, forcefully doing meditation, forcefully cutting the aham by force and then trying to bring Bhagavan, that they are doing sadhana, they are trying, they are relying on their effort. All the other type of devotees relying on themselves. But a bhakta is only relying on kripa. Did I go looking for an Narayaniam teacher when I was 17? I did not even know it exists. Narayaniam exists. It just comes in our life. When you say, how did Bhagavan come in our life? Our Amma Appa taught us, my father, first only they give that teaching. So Bhagavan is always there. Then some external circumstance triggers the inside vasana. And then when they both match, then the bhakti develops like this. So all this is work of creation. Idella romba we shouldn't analyze too much. I'm here today. Let's keep going. So like that here they are Nārada is telling Shishupala and Dandavaktra, they were the parshadas of Bhagavan in Vaikuntha, and then they were the ones reborn as Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. So Nārada is giving their history. So then Yudhishthira again concludes, when you are in Vaikuntha, you're already in that elevated level. How can you fall? That Vaikuntha is beyond Bhagavan's Maya. How did they fall? Yudhishthira is asking. Yudhishthira uvāca kīdrisha kasya vāṣāpo haridāsāvimarṣana aṣraddheya iva bhāti harere-kāntinām bhavah. Kīdrisha kasya vāṣāpo haridāsāvimarṣana aṣraddheya iva bhāti harere-kāntinām bhavah. Dehendriyasu hīnānām vaigunda puravāsinām deha sambandha sambaddham edadākhyātumarhasi. So dehendriyasu hīnānām vaigunda puravāsinām deha sambandha sambaddham edadākhyātumarhasi. Deha sambandha sambaddham edadākhyātumarhasi. Yudhishthira uvāca kīdrisha kasya vāṣāpo. Asking Nārada, how did Jaya Vijaya, the Parshadas of Bhagavan, how did they make a mistake? And how did they get cursed? Please tell about that. And so Narada is telling the story of that. Narada uvāca. So here, Nārdhāvāha purveshāmapi purvajaha digvāsasaha shishūnmatva dvāstautan pratyashedataṁ. Story, one time Sanagadi rishis went to Vaikunఠa and they were stopped by Jaya Vijaya. The Sanagadi Rishi looks so simple, they do not wear any dress, they are immersed in Bhagavan, and so they do not have any rich clothes to show that, I'm so and so. They do not have any external signs to say, I'm so and so. So that is also another thing for all of us, we have some identity. Like when you go to wedding, you should dress like this. When you go to, temple, we dress like this. When we go to restaurant, we dress like this. All of us have that, identity of dresses and appearance. The rishis, Sanakad Rishi do not care. They do not have any dress at all. They just go and want to take darshan. They look very silly and small kids type. So the Jaya Vijaya, they another kiya. Another means showing disrespect. A bhakta, we are all in the satsang. We should never engage in insulting of another bhakta. That is immediate downfall. You can do smoking cigarette or alcohol. All those things are chalega. They are even forgiven. But doing bhakta aparada, Bhagavan will not forgive. So the Sanaka, the Rishi, they look simple, but they are radiant sages. And the Jaya Vijaya, they another kiya, they didn't, they disrespected them, dishonor. And so when that happened, they immediately said, who are you to stop us from seeing Bhagavan? When somebody comes between you and Bhagavan, you should, not hesitate. You should say, no way, get out. You should have that. You should allow to come between you and Bhagavan. உனக்கு நான் உண்டு எனக்கு நீ உண்டு இடையிலே ஊரென்ன உறவென்ன வேண்டிருக்கு. No one should come between you and Bhagavan, so make sure. And so you have to become more and more like, this is Bhagavan, nobody will take from me. And the willpower venam, it become nishtha venam namalukku. So Sanagadi Rishi, they are very peaceful people, but when someone came in the way of them and Bhagavan, they never curse normally, but it is all Sri Hari's will. That also we cannot explain. Bhagavan decided, it seems, this is also I heard from Pravachan, I want to have a fight with someone. Bhagavan wanted to, if Bhagavan is itching for battle, who to fight with? Somebody who is equal to him. Only they can fight with him. All the other rishis and all, they don't want to fight. All the other devatas, they are all, weaker than him. Who will be picked to have a fight? His own Parshada, who have so much power and tapas. Only they can be eligible to fight with Bhagavan, it seems. So Bhagavan, just by Bhagavan's sankalpa, that all this is happening. So Bhagavan only, made the rishis as though curse. And then who is the subject of the curse? Jaya Vijaya, the Parshadas. And so the rishis say, go away, you do not belong in Vaikunఠa. You are going to the demonic places where there is kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, matsarya. They say, we are going to curse you. Then that is why here, panchashadda yan-nibaddho bhavaha purveshāmapi purvaja digvāsasaha shishūnmatva dvāstautan pratyashedata. Adhanala never get caught with bhakta-aparada. Bhakta-aparada, nobody can take away. So Bhagavan could have saved them, he didn't save. Bhagavan's Parshadas, Bhagavan's could have told the rishis, hey, don't curse like that, it's okay, forgive them. No, it didn't happen. Bhagavan even could not take away that curse. The same example is given for, there are 4 things bhakta should not do. Another, upeksha, dvesh, apmanam. 4 things A bhakta should never insult another one. Another is what? This one. Showing disrespect. Upeksha is ignoring and being indifferent. This is the example for Daksha and Lord Shiva. Daksha did not invite Shiva for the yaga and ignored him. Adu vandu called Upeksha. Then the third one is Dvesha, having Dvesh. This is like, Duryodhana having Dvesha to Pandavas, the Bhaktas of Bhagavan. So Duryodhana and his entire army was destroyed because of that Dvesh. Even also Ravana had Dvesh to Hanumanji. That Ravana who nobody could touch, when Hanumanji came and gave him good counsel, he did not listen. When Hanumanji burnt entire Lanka, even then Ravana did not change. He had a grudge to Hanumanji. So offending a Bhagavata like Hanumanji brought his downfall. So Dvesh we should not have for Bhakta. Then Apman is insulting. That is Durvasa insulted Ambarisha. So there was no hope for him. So we are all not want to be bhaktas, right? So we should not get caught up with other bhakta gossip, other bhakta issues. Very carefully we have to live now, especially as we are in satsang. So here we see Jaya Vijaya were cursed. So two more shloka. Ashapan kupita eva yuva vasam na charhadaha rajastamobhyam rahite padamole madudvishah पापिष्टम् आसुरीं योनिं बालिशौ यातमाश्वदः अशपन् कुपिता एवं युवावासं न चार्हतः रजस्तमोभ्यां रहिते पादमूले मदुद्विष्टः पापिष्टम् आसुरीं योनिं बालिशौ यातमाश्वदः एवं शप्तौ स्वभवनात् पतन्तौ तै कृपालुभिः वडन्मभिर्वा त्रिभिर्लोकाय कल्पताम्. The Rishi said, you do not deserve to belong in this Vaigunda anymore. You fall down and go to the demonic regions. Then immediately they felt kripa for them. And so they said only in 3 janma having the Samramba Yoga, confrontation mode, you will be enemies of Sri Hari. And you will take 3 janma and like be the enemy of Bhagavan. And then after that again you will come back and be united with Bhagavan. So just 3 more janmas, they have to be separated from Bhagavan. Adhan bhakta aparada. Then just after a few shloka, a beautiful shloka, sarva bhutatma bhutam tam rashandam samadarshanam bhagavate jasa sprittam na shaknot handu mudyamaihi hiranyakashibuhu putram prakladam keshava priyam. In the hiranyakashibuku opposite, Bhagavan sends a Prahlada. Every one Bhagavan. The opposite Bhagavan thrives. When you see there is so much good in one family, but there will also be exact opposite in the same family. Idella romba common. Bhagavan likes that way. See, right here, Hiranyakashipu irundha Prahladan irukkan. So, anga vandu Sri Hariyoda presence is more, it seems. So, Hiranyakashipuhu putram Prahladam Keshava Priyam Jigamsu Akaro Nana Yatana Mrityu Hetave Sarva Bhutatma Bhutam Tam Rashandam Samadarshanam Bhagavate Jasa Sprishtam Na Shaktot Handu Mudyamaihi Prahlada Maharaj ki Jai. I want to end with Prahlada or Sloka. So, Gopika Jivana Smaranam Govinda Govinda Sadgurunath Maharaj ki Jai. Tamadbudam Balagam Ambujekshanam Chaturbhujam Shankargada Adyudayudam Srivatsalakshmam Galashobhikaustubam Pidambaram Sandrapayoda Saubagam Maharhavaiduja Kirida Kundala Tusha Parishwakta Sahasra Kundalam Uddama Kanchangada Kankanadvihi Irochamanam Vasudevaikshatā Kalimalaharanam Tvam Shrutva Kaivalya Sukapranam Krishna Premani Matno Raja Krishna Padambujamapa Deva Jaya Jaya Bhagavata Jaya Jaya Bhagavata Deva Jaya Jaya Bhagavata Jaya Jaya Radha Krishna Swaroopa Jaya Jaya Bhagavata Deva Jaya Jaya Bhagavata. बोलिए भागवत भगवान की जय। महाराज की जय।
जय